it's Brooke Fleetwood here, the beauty guru of the Midwest. Today, we are going to master the flawless face. So if you want to watch on how to get a flawless face, keep watching. The first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the Camera Ready primer. This is going to seal the face. It is going to cover up the wrinkles, give you a really smooth finish, fill in the pores and the wrinkles, should I say. And then when your foundation goes on, it'll be super, super smooth. So we're just going to activate this with the heat of our fingers. Rub it in really good. Get in where your creases are, where you may have larger pores. Usually it's in the nose and cheek area, and chin, forehead, crow's feet. The next step that we are going to do is the HD foundation, which I'm going to use the color C45. I did fake bake last night, so let's hope this matches. I'm going to take a beauty blender and we are just going to buff this out. It's a little dark, but we'll fake it. So I'm going to do little dabs with the beauty blender. I really don't want to rub it on, more like dabbing it. If you rub, you're going to get a not so even application as if you just dab, dab, dab. And if you want a heavier coverage, you just keep adding. And it doesn't matter whether you start with your forehead or your cheeks, just get it done. So if you want a more natural coverage, just use one pump per section and blend it in super good. It'll start looking like your skin and not makeup the more that you dab, dab, dab. If you want a heavier coverage, this is buildable, so you can do 2 coats. Right after this dries, add a second coat. I'm just gonna show you how to do a second coat here on the forehead. Literally just go right over top. Add it on my cheeks too, why not? Now, whether you use a foundation brush, and let me give you an example, a foundation brush or a beauty blender, I go back and forth, it doesn't matter, they still do the same thing. We go in like little strikes where we'll use the beauty blender for a long time and then we'll go back to using a brush. Next, I'm gonna use the concealer. I'm gonna do a triangle under my eyes like this. So we're gonna hide the dark circles, frame the nose, and back down, and then blend it out with your beauty blender. Get up to those eyelashes, back down the nose, and blend. Eyelashes, nose, and blend. If you have any blemishes, you can dab this on for extra protection. We also do have a pot tube for more coverage. After that, we're gonna set it with the powder so it lasts all day. So any liquids, creams, you wanna set with the powder, that will make it last all day long. So I'm gonna use the dual powder in C4. And I'm gonna use one of my favorite powder brushes. This is the paddle, and literally you just dab it into the skin. Beat the face. The more you dab it, the more it's gonna look like skin, and it's gonna set way better. Don't rub again. More dab, dab, dab. Get under those eyes really good, around the mouth. Dab, dab, dab. You can also use a beauty blender when doing it, so you're gonna do the exact same thing and dab it, don't rub. But I like to use my paddle brush. It's just simply amazing. The next thing that I'm gonna use is the BB loose powder into. So I like to use a light color for under the eyes. It's gonna set everything. Also, I like to use it wherever I am oiliest at that moment. So right now, I'm still oily everywhere. So under the eyes, I'm using a beauty blender because I'm filling the beauty blender. So really get it under the eyes good. I am oily on my T-zone, so I'm gonna get my forehead. And chin. And little on the nose. So you just kind of let that sit and do its thing. And again, this is the loose powder that I am extremely obsessed with. If you need an extra setting process, this is called baking. It is not actual baking powder, but we call it baking powder because it bakes the face. Okay, so while that is doing its thing, I am going to then use to start contouring. So to contour, what I like to do is I like to use 2 bronzers. I like to use the Copper Bake, and technically the Gold Bake is one of my faves. So after, this is what I consider the flawless face, then I'm gonna go back and contour a little bit. Just so you guys can see how the flawless face is done, I am going to use the Gold Bake first. I like to go from the sideburns down to the lips, sideburns down to the lips, frame the hairline, so push that bronzer back into the hairline, still using Gold Bake, and then of course defining the jaw. So basically, we're doing a 3 and a 3 on this side as well. After that, I'm going to take off the baking. And that is how you get a flawless face. Again, I am using all BB products. It is our own line here based out of Hudson, Wisconsin. You can order it online at bbmakeuponline.com.